नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः। ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः। ॐ हां शिवाय नमः। ॐ हां हौं 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 शिवाय नमः. We will now be entering into the Tattvachmanam, the ritualistic cleansing of the mouth. Please take your Panchapatrams and Udharinis in your hand, place your hand in the Gokarana Mudra, and please take a sip of water from the base of your palm along with the mantra. Om Atmatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Vidyatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Base of your right hand thumb, wipe your lips twice from right to left along with the mantra. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Wash your hands with an udhini of water. With the tips of your right hand, index, middle, and ring fingers joined together, touch above the upper lip and below the lower lip. Wash your hands with an udhini of water. With the tips of your right hand, index finger, and thumb joined together, touch the right nostril, left nostril. With the tips of your right hand, ring finger, and thumb joined together, touch the right eye, right ear, left ear. Wash your hands with an udhini of water. With the base of your right hand, touch your navel center, right chest, left chest, and with all five fingers joined together, touch the top of your head, right shoulder, left shoulder, and your heart center. Wash your hands with an udhini of water. We will now be entering into the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution. Please clasp your left hand with your right and place it on your right thigh. As we chant the Sankalpa, consciously visualize what is the reality which you want to manifest. What is the body, the mind, which you want to consciously shape, manifesting the state, space, powers, enlightenment of Paramashiva. Consciously visualize, see that the whatever you want has already manifested as a reality. You'll see that when you just make this simple conscious declaration during the Brahma Muhurta, it will manifest as a reality. So as we enter into the Sankalpa, consciously hold the visualization. See that whatever you want has already manifested as a reality. Sankalpa. Om Mamo पार्थ समस्त दरितक्षयद्वारा भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेता श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम च अद्य पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभदितौ पूर्ण आरोग्य युक्त दृढगात्र यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थम परमशिवशक्ति आविष्करणार्थम नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये. Om अपौपस्पृश्य. Please wash your hands with a little of water. We will now be entering into the Nithyananda Yoga. All of you can place your Panchapatrams and Udharinis aside. And before we begin, a quick reminder and practice within your own limits. If you have any injuries, medical conditions, or are pregnant, please consult your healthcare professional before practicing. If at any point you feel pain, dizziness, or discomfort, gently stop and rest. Now, the first asana which we will be entering into today position, sitting with your right heel at your perineum and your left foot on top. Place both your hands on top of your knees and raise your left shoulder to the height of your head, making it seem like a second head. Keeping your spine elongated and chest broad, visualize yourself like a god with multiple heads, radiating wisdom, perception, and mastery in every direction. Hold the Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply. Visualize heat flames raising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat of the digestive fire at the navel center. Hold the Mula Bandha, contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor, lifting upwards without tension. As you gaze towards the right in the Riju Drishti, continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in your throat center. Rishirsasana. Skandashira Paryanta.
The other side. The two-headed pose, Vishirsasana Parshvantre. Holding the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and the Japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Skandashiraparyantam नीत्वा स्थातव्यं दृशीशं भवति.
Now we move on to the next asana, Kumbhirasana, the crocodile pose. Continuing to remain seated in the same position, bring both your hands above your head. Placing both hands on the head, sit tall in the shape of a pot on the floor. Breathe evenly and steadily, keeping your gaze relaxed forward while the chest remains broad and calm. Holding the Shambhavi Mudra, keeping the eyes open and steady gaze outward while the awareness rests deeply within. Holding the Samana Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply, visualizing heat flames rising up along the spine. And Udhyana Bandha Japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally.
Kumbhirasana. Janurvorantare samyadvitva padatale ubhe samakaya sukhasina swastikam tat prachashtake anena vidina yogi marutam sadhayet sudhi dehana kramate vyadhistasya vayusya siddhyati.
Next we move on to Chakrasana Dve. Sit and place the right ankle on the left ankle and the left ankle beneath the right ankle. Palms resting on the thighs, sit with the body upright and shoulders gently widened. Breathe steadily through the nose, keeping the body weight balanced over the hips. Holding the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Azom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Chakrasana Dve. Savyoro dakshine gulbhe dakshinam dakshine tare निदध्यादृच्छकायस्तु चक्रासनमिदं मतं तत्र चक्रासन लक्षात् नामः सव्येति.
Now we move on to Shashtikasana Dve. Auspicious pose 2. Sit cross-legged with both soles tucked securely between the thighs and the calf. Rest your palms lightly on your knees, spine upright, chest tall, shoulders soft, and gaze relaxed at the nose tip. Holding the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, and Mula Bandha, clenching the perineum. Chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Swastikasana Dve.
जानोर्वोरन्तरे संयद्ध्वा पादतले उभे समकायुसुखासीना स्वस्तिकं तत्र चाष्टके.
Now we move on to Swastikasana Trini, auspicious pose 3. Now sit with both soles placed between the calves and the kite on the calves. Interlace your fingers and rest the palms at the chest center. Lift your spine upright, broaden your chest, let the shoulders soften, steady gaze. Holding the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and the Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
स्वस्तिकासनत्रिणी जानोर्वोरन्तरे कृत्वा योगापादतले उभे ऋजुकाय समासीना स्वस्तिकं तत्प्रजाष्टके.
Now we move on to Virasanattve, the hero pose 2. Sit with one ankle tucked into the gap between the thigh and the calf, and the other foot resting or crossed on the opposite thigh. Place your palms on the knees, keep your chest open, spine tall, hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and the Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
वीरासनाद्वे एकस्मिन् संस्थिमेकं पादं चरेद्योगी इतरस्मिन् ऊरुमुद्दं वीरासनमुदीरितम्.
Lotus posture. Placing the feet on the opposite thighs. Cross your arms behind your back. Clasp the opposite toes. Spine tall. Keep your chest lifted, spine tall, and core engaged. Inhale deeply, expanding the abdomen smoothly, and maintain focus at the nose tip. Holding the prana mudra with your fingers and Kakanchika Kumbhaka. Curl the tongue inward within the mouth, then extend it slightly outward to form a small passage for inhalation, resembling the beak of a crow. Inhale through the opening and retain the breath after drawing it in. Holding the Mahamudra Bandha, clenching the perineum and drawing the abdomen in and lifting up, as well as bringing the chin to the chest. Holding the Mahamudra Bandha, chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कार्मुकासनत्रिणी कार्मुकासनमाकृत्य उद्रे पूरयेत् सुखं तदा वायुर्वशो याति कालेन सूक्ष्मवायुना कृत्वा पद्मासनं मन्त्री वेष्टयित्वा प्रधारयेत् करेण दक्षिणो नैव वामपादन्तिकं ततम्.
Now, Dridasana. Continuing to remain seated in the same position. Dridasana, we hit the Mahamudra Bandha. In Dridasana, we will hold only the Mula Bandha, but continuing to remain seated in the same position in Padmasana with the arms crossed behind your back, holding on to the opposite toes.
दृढासना ऊरुभ्यामुपरि स्थाप्य पादयुग्मं प्रयत्नता दक्षिणं सव्यदेशे च सव्यं दक्षिणदेशके करद्वयं पृष्ठदेशे परिवर्त्य प्रयत्नता पादाङ्गुष्ठयुगं सम्यक् करिभ्यां सङ्घ्निय च.
Now we move on to Nagrasana, the snake pose. So from this seated position, now let us transition to lay on the back, but continuing to be in Padmasana and holding on to the opposite toes, crossing your arms behind. So laying on your back, Lay on your back and keep your legs in Padmasana. And then bring your arms behind your back, crossing them to hold on to the opposite toes. Chukta Kumbhaka, curling the tongue inward within the mouth, then extending it slightly outward and inhaling through this passage, holding the Mula Bandha Japa Zom Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
नाग्रासना प्रथम पद्मासन कोठाने दो हाथ पचानी.
Now we move as you hug your knees with the arms crossed over. So folding, bringing your knees to the chest. Hug. As you hold the Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. In Sahaja Kumbhaka, you will inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, then release through the nose. As you chant the japa Om Nit.
कंडुकासना वेत्रासने स्थित्वा हस्तपादं निक्षाय मूर्धं नयेत् पृष्ठवंशेन भूमिं स्पृशेत् कंडुकासनं भवति.
Now we transition to Urdhva Pavana Asana. Upward wind pose. So bring the feet to the floor near your hips. As you cross your arms behind your head, interlacing the fingers, resting your head on the hands. So yes, the arms are underneath your head in a relaxing posture. Holding the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha and Japa Zom Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
ऊर्ध्व पवनासना प्रथमे सूढो सैनकरावे गोडा उभराखे हिलावे कुल्भमा हिला अंगुष्ठ दो करे एक समेध्यासो उभे हस्त काकसी करे सोले मस्तक नीचे धारे नासा अग्रदृष्टि ठहरावे याते नाड़ी सरतल बावे.
Now we move on to Markata Pita Asana. So from the same position, bring your hands towards underneath the ankles, the palms underneath the ankles, to form a bridge-like position into Markata Pita Asana, holding the Shambhavi Mudra, Murcha Kumbhaka. In Murcha Kumbhaka, you will inhale deeply through the nose, then lock the chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Hold the breath and then slowly exhale through the nose, maintaining the
मरकटपीठासना उत्तानशयनं पादतले उत्तानहस्तयोः स्थापयेत् पृष्ठभागम् उन्नामयेत् मरकटपीठं भवति.
Now extending the legs slightly, resting only on your feet and your shoulders, raising the hip as well as the knees up. You can support your lower hip with your hands as we move on to Utthana Shikhi Hita Kasana. The upward peacock pose. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Murcha Kumbhaka, Jalandhara Bandha and legs further, Omkarima, you can extend the legs further and try to raise your hip even further. Straighten the legs as much as possible. The knees are bent, right? So you can extend it as much as possible. Okay, now raise your hip. You can support with your hands.
उत्तानशिखिपीठकासना जङ्गोरुबलहीनश्चेत् उत्तानशिखिपीठकम् अप्रमत्तः प्रकुर्वीता भुक्ते प्राग्विजितेन्द्रिया.
we move on to Narakasana, the hell pose. So slowly raise your legs, raise your hips, supporting your lower back with your hands, and straighten the body vertically up. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Murcha Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply through the nose, then lock the chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha, hold the breath. And then slowly exhaling through the nose. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, your hips are raised off the floor. Come to Narakasana. Devasmana, you can straighten your legs over.
नरकासना ग्रीवकण्ठेन भूमिं विष्कम्भपादग्रद्वयम् ऊर्ध्वमुन्नयेत् नरकासनं भवति.
Now we move on to Tiryannaukasana. So in this, you extend your legs, raise them up, but instead they would be in a 45-degree angle facing outwards. So raise your body, raise your legs into a 45-degree angle, and hips are raised as well as you support the lower back.
तिर्यक्नौकासना नौकावत् स्थित्वा वा पादग्रद्वयं नयेत् तिर्यक्नौकासनं भवति.
Now we move on to Dvajasana, the flag pose. So laying on your back with the arms, raise your hips and extend your legs straight upward toward the head. So your body forms a vertical line like a flagpole. Keep your back and neck supported, shoulders broad. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Murcha Kumbhaka, Jalandhara Bandha, and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
ध्वजासना तिर्यक्नौकावद्ग्रीवा पृष्ठकूर्परे भूमिम् अवस्तभ्यामस्तकक्षेण पादग्रद्वयम् ऊर्ध्वनयेत् ध्वजासनं भवति.
Now we move on to Siddhi Hara Tadiyasana. Come to a seated position, with the feet in front of your body, holding the hands on the respective toes. So your heels are pressed together at the perineum, holding the respective toes. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra Samana Kumbhaka, Jalandhara Bandha by tucking the chin towards the chest and Japa as Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
सिद्धि हरतली आसना पगतली संपुट करी अंगुल्य कऊ संपुट करे माहिली को राखे दो हाथ को काकसी करी पगदलिया को बारली को ये धरती टेकी माहिली को पगथलिया को मेघ लगा.
Next we move on to Bhadrasana training. Sitting upright, bringing the soles of the feet together, close to the keep the spine long, chest broad, shoulders relaxed as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra Samana Kumbhaka. This time, Uddiyana Bandha. So drawing the abdomen inward towards the spine, then lift it upward as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
भद्रासना त्रिणी गुल्पौ च वृषणस्याधः सीवन्यापाश्भ्यां हृदं भद्वासि निश्चलम् भद्रासनं भवेदेतत् सर्वव्याधिविनाशनम्.
Relax. The feet flat on the floor, cross your ankles, placing the palms upward on the knees. As the palm turned upward, extend the tongue outward fully on exhalation, releasing the breath through the mouth. Maintain steady gaze and relax shoulders while keeping the breath calm and natural. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
योगेन्द्र सिंहासना मायूरं मायूरं पद्मपीठवसन्वितं कौकुटं गर्भपिङ्गं च कौर्मं योगेन्द्रसिंहकम्.
Now, remaining in the same position, we are moving on to Kaka Rupa Skandasana. This time, palms are resting on the knees. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, keeping the eyes open, steady gaze, Samana Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply, visualizing heat flame rising up the spine.
काकरूपस्कन्दासना अथ वक्ष्ये काकरूपस्कन्दासनमुत्तमं कलिपापत्रमुच्येत बाल्यदीं वशमानयेत् निजपादद्वयं हत्वा स्कन्ददेशे च साधका नित्यमेतत्पदद्वन्द्वं भूमौ पुष्टिकरद्वयम्.
Continuing to remain seated, now with the feet flat on the floor. So bring your feet flat on the floor. Instead of ankles crossed, the feet remain flat on the floor. Madhya Smarana. Yes. Now bringing the arms underneath your knees. Place the palms, yes, as you hold on to the hands. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उत्कटिकासना श्लीष्टगुल्फी श्लीष्टगुल्फौ श्लीस्तोरुप्रसारयेत् यत्रोपविश्यपादौ तद्दण्डासनमुदीरितं भूतपार्श्वीसमायोगे प्राहुरुत्कटिकासनम्.
You'll extend your legs, staff pose to extend the legs right in front of you with the palms resting on the thighs, chest broad as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostril, producing the sound of the ocean as you hold the Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
दण्डासना द्वे श्लीष्टगुल्फी श्लीष्टगुल्फौ श्लिस्तोरुप्रसारयेत् यत्रोपविश्यपादौ तद्दण्डासनमुदीरितम्.
Now we move on to Tadaka Mudra Asana, Pond Seal pose. So slowly leaning forward, bend forward as you hold onto the respective toes. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Udhyana Bandha, sorry, not Mula Bandha, this time you're holding the Udhyana Bandha, drawing the abdomen inward toward the spine, then lift it upward and chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
तारक मुद्रासना सभागशीर्ष सर्वांगा महामुद्रा च तारकी भद्रकोणं भद्रपद्मं दण्डं पश्चिमतालकम्
Now we are moving on to Prankasana, rocking pose. So with the legs extended in front of you, palms by your side, floor, leg firm, spine tall. Then rock the body from side to side in Prankasana as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
पादाग्रे मस्तके परि नीत्वा पृष्ठभागे भूमौ निधाय तिष्ठेत्
Now remaining in the same position, we are moving on to Prankasana way. This time rocking by lifting the feet up. Lifting. This time, instead of going side to side, we are going to lift the
प्रेक्षावत्स्थित्वा पादाग्रे मस्तके परि नीत्वा पृष्ठभागे भूमौ
relax. Now we are moving on to Yogasana Trini. So come to a seated position with the feet flat in front of your hips. Holding the knees with the arms. As we hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
योगासनत्रिणी पृष्ठे भेदान्वितं पादं तस्य हस्तेन बन्धयेत् अथ योगासनं वक्ष्ये यत्कृत्वा योगिरात् भवेत्
Now we move on to Vrishapati Asana, Bulldog pose. On top of it, stacked over it, placing both palms gently on the upper knee, chest lifted, spine tall, and gaze at the nose tip. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sheetkari Kumbhaka, gently pressing the tongue against the upper palate with the tip behind the front teeth. Slowly inhaling through the teeth to create a hissing sound. Hold your breath.
जीवने पासति यानि मोदीये दृष्टिनासा अग्र आसन कौगन पवन धारण सहित करे
No, sorry, in this asana, you'll actually sit on your left heel. So whichever foot is Durvasa Asana, Sage Durvasa pose. So now you can release the foot from underneath your hip with both feet by your hips. Placing the hands, left hand resting at the groin. So place your right hand on the groin, touch the right fingertips to the middle joint of the left fingers. Left hand resting at the groin. So keeping the spine upright, chest open. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sheetkari Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
दुर्वासासना दायी जंग परिकरी जीवरापगा दायी पृष्ठि आने पुनदो धारती तेगी बारल गुल भकुला की बारली कानी लगावे
Now we are moving on to Sukadeva Asana, comfortable divine pose. Continuing to remain seated in the same position. touch your wrists together, thumbs and little fingers touching fingers, spread wide, forming a lotus, resting them on the knees. As you hold the Shambhavi,
Sukhadevasana. पीठे माहे देहन पीठे धरे सुता है आमा वामहा गोड माहिले राखी दाची गोड अग्र मिले.
now holding on to the opposite toes with your fingers, we are moving on to Datta Digambara Asana. Holding the Shambhavi Mudra, Sheetkari Kumbhaka, Moolavanda, Japa Zom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
दत्त दिगंबरा दाई पाकती ताको आने गोदा उपद तरकरी धाने.
Now towards your chest forward, strong, spine long, shoulders soft. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sheetkari Kumbhaka, Moolavanda, Japa Zom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
मदनी करी लगावे दावा यको बारलो गुलभर जीमनी का गिरती माहिली आखाय परिराखे.
Slowly come up as we move on to Gomukhasana Dve. The cow face pose 2. Now continuing to remain seated in the same position. Raise your right arm up as you bend at your elbows and bring the hands behind your back, and left arm from underneath, and try to clasp both fingers together as you hold them.
गोमुखासनद्वे उत्तानकूर्मं पीठं च विक्रमम्.
Now bring the hands on the left knee and sitting on your pose. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sheetkara Kumbhaka Moolavanda, Japa Alom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
वृषपति आसना. जीवना गोड अग्र करी दावो पग जीवनी पासती आनी मोदी ये कुला नीचे राखी.
So we are repeating the sequence of asanas on the other side. So now we are moving on to Durvasa Asana, Parshvantre, Sage Durvasa pose repeated. Now relax the foot from underneath your hips as you bring it to the side of your hip. Resting the palms on the knees, we move on to Durvasa Asana as you hold this time, if the hands are not on the knees, you bring it to the groin. The other hand rests upward near the groin. Kumbhaka Moolavanda, Japa Azom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
दूर्वासासना. दाई फनादो उधरती ते की बारल बुल्भ कुला की बारली कानी लगावे.
Now we move on to Sukhadeva Asana. So join the wrists to create a lotus-shaped mudra with fingers extended outwards, resting on the knees. As we hold the Padma Mudra.
सुखदेवासना. गोड माहिले राघे दति गोड अग्र मिले.
As you bring your forehead, the Japa Zom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
दत्त दिगंबरासना. यावे दाई पाकती ताको आने गोदाम उपर तलकरी धाने.
So here, Omkar, you can actually adjust your hips and try sitting bones so that it helps you to We move on to Gomukhasana way. The count face up this time. Whichever knee is other arm comes from underneath as you do Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
गोमुखासनाद्वे गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रम.
Next we move on to Vamaswasa Gamanasana. Left breath movement pose. So sit with the right knee, bending the right knee and hugging the shin into the right armpit, clasping it firmly with the opposite arm. Press the left heel against the perineum. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka. In Rechaka Kumbhaka, you will exhale fully, hold the breath out without inhaling while remaining steady and aware. And
वामश्वासगमनासना. जमनं पगनं धींचनाना जमने हातानि काकली मां राखी तेबानि बारदाई दाबे पगधीं चनाति वाली तेनि एधि दाब धगराने अरदी गुदा अधर राखी.
next we move on to Dhirasana. So come to a seated position, sitting on the heels. In like a Vajrasana like pose, sit on the heels. Shoulders down, chest lifted. Shanda Japa Zom Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
धीरासना. बन्ने पग गोधनाति.
The right leg folded flat beneath. Keep the spine long, chest lifted. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japa Zom Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
दक्षिणपादधीरासना. बन्ने पग गोधनाति वालिनिदे नभनागुदा नीच आदा राखिने बेसवं ते धीरासन कहे वायचे. दनीय धीरासन तथा वामपाद धीरासन ए धीरासन अवांतर भेद छे. जमने पग गूदानी आददीने बेसवं ते दक्षिणपाद धीरासन चे.
Next, we are going to repeat the Dakshina Swasa Gamanasana. Right arms as you bring the left foot near the perineum. Sitting tall, hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Zom Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
जमनं पगनं धींचनाना जमने हादानी काखली मां राखी तेबानी बारदाई दाबे पग धींचनाति वाली तेनि एदी दा. वामश्वास गमनासन कहे वायचे. श्वासनम अवानुजानुवा.
Now, we are moving on to Vamapada Dhirasana. Left foot steady pose. This time, resting the left foot floor and bring the right. You're not sitting on the right hip, but it's close against the body. Keep the torso upright, chest lifted, shoulders soften, and gaze towards the Brahma, the Paramashivoham. Vamapada Gamanasana.
वामपादगमनासना. जमनं पगनं धींचनाना जमने हातानी काकली मां राखी तेबानी भारदाई दाबे पग धींचनाति वाली.
Now, we are moving on to Pashasana. So, in Pashasana, your feet are flat on the ground in front of you, knees bent. As you twist your body towards one side, wrapping your arms around the knee, wrapping them from behind, clasp the fingers together. In Pashasana, the loose pose. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka Mulabandha, and Japa Zom Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
निधाय जानतिरसिनिधि.
Now we will repeat the Pashasana on the other side.
भूमौ निधाय जानुनिरसि निधाय विपरीतहस्ताभ्याम् ऊरुसहितजङ्गे निबध्यतिष्ठे पाशासनं भवति.
Now we move on to Simha Rupakasana, lion form pose. Become seated on your heels with the knees spread. Sit cross-legged with your toes tucked in and comfortably rest your palms lightly on your knees. Straighten your spine and lift to the crown of your head. Relax your shoulders. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Om, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
सिंहरूपकासना तेन तु प्रसार्य जानुनो.
Now we move on to Guptasana. So bring both feet tucked fully underneath between your knees. Sit tall with your chest. Be inhaling deeply through the nose. Hold the breath comfortably. Shivoham.
Janagunam Guptasanam Vidu.
Dikshasana. Your fingertips of your right hand to Diksha Mudra. Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Mula Bandha. Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
दीक्षासना च मुष्टिमुत्पादये तदेव नाददीक्षाय स्तेनामुपलभ्यते.
Relax. As you come to a kneeling position, we will move on to Harinasana, deer pose. So come to a kneeling position with the arms crossed in front of you, holding on to the opposite arms. Lift your feet, lifting your heels up towards your Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
हरिनासना उद्दानं चित्तपाशनिभ्यां नितम्बं हरिनासनं भवति.
You're sitting on your hips, but your shoulders. Lift your shins and hook them high over your shoulders. Lean your weight forward slowly as you press, raising your heels away from the ground and hugging your knees in towards your chest. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. So try to lift the feet off the floor, bringing your weight to your palms.
हस्ताभ्यामविनं स्पृष्ट्वा स्कन्धयोर्जानुनी संस्थाप्य पार्श्वमुरसि निधाय तिष्ठत् मालासनं भवति.
Now we are moving on to Narasana, the perfected human pose. So this is an inverted posture. So women in your monthly cycle, please avoid doing this asana. Now for this asana, start by planting the crown of your head on the mat with the palms flat, wide beside you, forming a tripod base. The Paramashivoham.
नरासना इति योगनस्थस्य योगी भवति साधकः. नरासनं यः करोति स सिद्धो नात्र संशयः.
From here, we transition to this posture all alone at your home. So here, in this asana, you will move your hands to the side of your body, resting your weight in Dasana. As you perform this asana, hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
अधोमुण्डासना इति योगनस्थस्य योगी भवति साधकः नरासनं यः करोति स सिद्धो नात्र संशयः.
Slowly come down. Move on to Midaki Pavasana. Sweet wind pose. Here, sit back on your heels so your hips rest over the floor to your right side. So hands are in the front. Omkar Nima. Both of you bring your hands bring your hands to the front. Yes. As you hold the Parashamudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka Mula Bandha Japa Zom Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
मिडकी पवासना द्वे आसन कौगन गुलमाई बाई जाये.
Now repeating the Midaki Pavasana on the other side. Bring your hands to the other side.
आसन कौगन गुलमाई बाई जाये.
As we move on to Virasana Trini, lying tall. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Udhyana Bandha by drawing the abdomen in and up, and chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
वीरासनत्रिणी दंड पद्म भरद्वाजा वीरवज्र समानितो आसनानि सदा कुर्यात् दीर्घैरे च पूरकैः.
Next we move on to Shyenasana, hop pose. In this asana, come into an inverted stand in handstand and use your arms strong to balance smoothly. Repeat the movement with rhythm, bowing and lifting the control. With control, as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra Sahaja Kumbhaka Mula Bandha Japa Zom Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
ऊर्ध्वं नीत्वा पुनः संस्पृशेत् श्येनासनं भवति.
Now we move on to Pincha Mayurasana, forearm peacock pose. So place your forearms firmly on the mat, shoulders steady over elbows, press down into your palms, keep both legs up overhead. Keep your core strong, knees straight and toes reaching the body steady. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka Mula Bandha, Japa Zom Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
आयुरं पद्मपीठमसन्वितं कौकुटं गर्भपिण्डं च कूर्मं योगनृसिंहकम्.
Relax. Come to a seated position, sitting on your heels. Sit with your toes pressed firmly into the floor. Lift your hips. Make gentle fist as you place them onto your thighs. So, you can lift your knees off the floor. You're sitting on the hands are not interlaced. You make a fist with each hand and they are in front of your chest. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra.
बोधोहिकासना श्लीष्टगुल्हि श्लीष्टगुल्भौ श्लिष्टोरुप्रसारयेत् यत्रोपविष्टकटिकासनं पार्श्वभ्यां तु भवति.
Now we move on to Ustrasana Trini. So come to a standing position, camel pose 3. Stand, raise both arms overhead and lift your gaze upward as you hold the Parashamudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka Mula Bandha and Japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उष्ट्रासनत्रिणी पादगुल्याभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा बाहू ऊर्ध्वकृत्य तिष्ठेत् उष्ट्रासन
Arms together overhead as you stretch up. Bring your hands together in Namaskara Mudra, Anjali Mudra. Palms are together in Anjali Mudra. Ma Om Karnima. As you hold
विभेदकान् उत्तानासनं सदा कुर्यात् भक्तिपूर्वं प्रियप्रिया
Next, we move on to Kailasa. So stand with the feet firmly grounded. Lift both arms high overhead, spreading your fingers wide, reaching long through your body like a tall palm tree. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japa Om, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कालासना बेहात ऊंच करीने पंजब होल राखीने उभे कहे उमते तालासन कहे वायचे
Next is Kulala Chakrasana. So extending the arms to the side. Extend the arms to the side. And rotate your hands. Begin circling them in smooth, steady rotations like a turning of a potter's wheel as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra Sahaja Kumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कुलालचक्रासनं भवति
Now we move on to Panchasana. Pose. So standing tall on the front of your feet, lifting your heels as you cross your forearms in front of your chest and clasp your opposite arms. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra Sahaja Kumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
पञ्चासना चरणस्याग्रभागे नोत्तिष्ठे भुवस्थले मुनि कृत्वा हस्तपरिवेष्टुं सिद्धं सेवत सिद्धये
Relax. Now we move on to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So shifting your weight to the right foot, feet flat on the ground. Bring your left leg folded with the left foot on the inner thigh of the right leg. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka with your breath, making the sound of the ocean. Mulabandha, hands by your side.
अर्धचन्द्रासना एवस्तम्भ्य तिष्ठेत् अस्तेति पुनः पुनः कर्तव्यम् अर्धचन्द्रं भवति
Now we move on to Shankwasana, conch pose. In this pose, you will fold your right foot, bring towards your abdomen, holding, interlacing the fingers outside of the foot, and you're resting your weight on your left leg with the left knee slightly bent. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, and Japa Om Nithyananda, knees are towards the ground. It is not raised up like that. You see, how Devasmana has the knees, the right knee is down towards the floor. Yes. Your knee is not lifted up. Yes.
शङ्ख्वासना तिष्ठन् सम्पाश्नीना इतरजङ्गनप्रदेशे सम्पीडसातव्यम् उत्थितव्यमिति पुनः पुनः कर्तव्यं शङ्ख्वासनं भवति
Now we move on to Ardha Thalasana, half palm tree pose. So here, stand tall with the feet rooted. Raise your left arm high alongside your ear while the rest of the body stays. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mulabandha.
अर्धतालासना बेहात ऊंच करीने पंजब होल राखीने उभे तहेवं ते ताडासन तालासन कहेवायचे एक एक हात ऊंचे राखवाती अर्धतालासन थायचे.
Relax. From here, we move on to Virabhadrasana Dve. Foot in front of you, bend the knee at a 90-degree angle, and your left leg is extended behind. As you extend your arms, make sure you're not leaning forward. Your body is vertically up, and extend your arms, turning towards the side. In Virabhadrasana Dve, as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japazom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कौण्डिन्यं ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमतोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
From here, transition down. So from Virabhadrasana Dve, bring the front arm towards the front foot as you raise the back arm above your head, face looking down. Yes, bring the left hand towards the floor and the right hand is straightened. Omkarima, you're doing it right. No. No, the left hand on the floor. Yes. And the left arm above your head. It's not flat on the floor, but it is above in an angle. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, and Japazom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Trikonasana. Continuing to remain in Devasvarana. Your left hand comes. Turn this way. Turn towards us.
परिवृत्त त्रिकोणासना सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासन विशेषकान् जननेन्द्रियाध्याय कोणभेदान् समभ्यसेत्.
Bhadrasana Trini. So, bringing your weight to the right foot, lift your left leg behind you. As you lean forward, extend the arms in front of you, bringing the whole body parallel to the ground. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mulabandha, Japazom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
वीरभद्रासनानि वासिष्ठमतकौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमतोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम् उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्ठप्रसारणे.
Come back up. Coming to a stand parallel to the floor in the left foot pose and arms by your side. The left leg straight in front of you. Extend the left leg straight in front of you. Devasmana, it will help if you turn the other way towards the wall, resting the left foot on the wall itself. Turn towards the wall. Shivoham.
वामपादासना move
on to Matanta into the opposite thigh. So bringing your weight to the right leg, fold the left leg and bring the left foot into the opposite thigh. Hold the Anjali Mudra with your hands in front of your chest. Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with your breath. Hold the Mulabandha. Next, we move on to Kamasana. So bending the right knee, bringing the right foot onto the left thigh, on top of the left thigh. and slowly squat down to a seated position, bringing the hands towards the floor. Just gently touching, not resting the weight. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and Japa is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
हस्ताभ्याम् अङ्गुलीयकम् अथ कामासनं वक्ष्ये कामासङ्गेन हेतुना.
Now we move on to the next asana, Vimanasana, the airplane pose. So this time, bringing the right foot on the left knee, as if you're sitting on an invisible chair in Vimanasana, as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Azom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
विमानासना. एकं पादं भूमौ निधाय नितम्बं जानुप्रदेशे आनीय द्वितीयं पादं जानुनि निधाय तिष्ठेत् विमानासनं भवति.
Now your weight to the leg and bring the other foot towards the ankle. The foot is not towards the thigh. Maumkarnima, it is not towards the thigh, it is towards the ankle. Only at the ankle level. Yes. As you bring the hands together in Namaskara Mudra, half Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
अर्धपादासना. उबरहे उभाराहिने दाबापदने पराखवे.
Next we move on to Utthita Trivikramasana. So here, shifting your weight to one leg, raise as you bring it towards the head and holding the raised foot with your arms. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Azom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उत्थित त्रिविक्रमासना. उत्तानकूर्मं पीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
Now we move on to Natarajasana Dve, King of Dancers Pose 2. Stand with your right foot firm and steady. Bend your left leg back behind you. Bend your chest forward and lift your leg higher up so that the foot rises behind and above the head as you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Azom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
नटराजासना द्वे. शलभासनभेदाश्च नटपेरुण्डनामके गण्डपेरुण्डसहिते शीर्षदण्डासनं तथा.
Now we move on to Purna Padasana, full foot pose. You're standing upright with both feet together. Let your arms rest easily by your side. Chest open, spine long, and your gaze soft forward. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Zom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
पूर्णपादासना. उभरहीने दाबापदने भनजमनपगनधीं च नाना उत्तारणधावे भागवमदादिराखवे.
Now we are going to repeat the sequence on the other side, starting with the Ardha Talasana, the half palm tree pose. This time, raising your right arm above your head, by your side, and the left arm remains by the side. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Zom, Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
अर्धतालासना. बे हाथ ऊंचे करीने पंजब होल राखीने उभे रहेवं ते तादासन तालासन कहे वायचे एक एक हाथ ऊंचे अर्ध तादासन धायचे.
Now we move on to Virabhadrasana. So this time bringing the left foot forward, forming a 90-degree angle, and extend your arms and begin the fierce warrior pose, holding the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mulabandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
वीरभद्रासना. वासिष्ठं मत कौंडिन्यं ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमतोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम् उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्ठप्रसारणे.
Now, remaining in the Virabhadrasana, going back to Virabhadrasana way, bring your left hand to the foot, facing forward. Your face is towards the left hand. You're looking down to the left hand. Come down. Your asana was right. Just look down. Yes. As you lift up the head, the hand is above the head. Yes. As you hold it, hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mulabandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
पार्श्वकोणासना. ध्याय कोणभेदान् समभ्यसेत्.
Now remaining in the same position, just twist your body. Bringing your right hand to the floor, left hand up. Yes. And straighten your left knee. So the knee is not bent this time. The knee is straightened. Yes. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mulabandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Now, from here, we are going to move on to Virabhadrasana Trini. Now, coming to a standing position, shifting your weight complete to your left leg. Raise your right leg behind and slowly lean forward. As you bring your entire body parallel to the ground, in the fierce warrior pose 3, hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mulabandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
वीरभद्रासना त्रीणि. वासिष्ठं मत कौंडिन्यं ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमतोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम् उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्ठप्रसारणे.
Now we move on to Dakshina Padasana. So bringing your weight to the left leg. This time raise your right foot in front of you, making it parallel to the floor, arms by your side. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mulabandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
आने आपनुम होय ते भाने बाबो करिदाबे पगो भर हे बुमते वाम पादासन कहे वार्यचे दाबो पग पूर्व भानी लांबो करि जमने पग उभर हे बुम ते दक्षिण पादासन कहे वार्यचे.
Actually, if both of you turn towards the wall and rest the foot on the wall, you'll be able to do the asana clearly. So like how Omkar Nima is doing, your foot is on the wall. Okay. Next we move on to Matantara Vrikshasana. So standing tall on your right foot, bring your arms together in front of your chest. So basically, whichever foot you did the other time, you will do the opposite. Omkar Nima. So we are not yet to that asana yet. So this time the foot is on the inner thigh. Bring to the Namaskara Mudra. Yes. As you hold the Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mulabandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
मातंतर वृक्षासना. अर्धवृक्षासन ए आसनाने अवान्तरभेदचे वमने पगधीञ्जनाति वालिमाधुं भूमदीते कावे.
Now we are moving on to Kamasana. So resting the leg on the thigh, on top of the thigh, and slowly come to a seated position and bring your little finger to the ground in Kamasana. Madhesmana, only your little fingers are touching the floor. As you hold Shambhavi Mudra, Jai Kumbhaka, Mulabandha and Japas Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
ताभ्याम् अङ्गुलीयकम् अथ कामासनं वक्ष्ये कामासङ्गेन हेतुना.
Now we move on to Vimanasana. So bringing the right leg on the left thigh, on the left knee, placing both palms on your knees, come to a squatted position, like as if you're sitting on the Japa Om Nithyananda. Next we move on to Ardha and hands in Namaskara Mudra as you hold the Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
अल्पपादासना उभरहीने दाबा पगने पनजमन पगन भीमचनाना उत्तारण धावे भगनम अदादि.
Next, we move on to Uttita Trivikramasana, lifting your left leg up and bringing the foot above your head on the left side as you hold on to the with your hands. Omkarima, instead of bringing straight in front, hold your shins first, hold your inner thigh. Hold on to your shin and slowly try to raise your leg up. And then straighten your legs. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उत्थित त्रिविक्रमासना उत्तानकूर्मं पीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
Now we move on to Natarajasana way, repeated on the other side. So this time bringing your left leg behind you and hold and hold the foot. As you hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mulabandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
नटराजासनाद्वे तलभासनभेदाश्च नटवेरुण्डनामके गण्डवेरुण्डसहिते शीर्षदण्डासनं तथा.
Now we move on to the next asana, Kaupinasana, lying to Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mulabandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
कौपिनासना कृष्णे सहितलिङ्गं.
Now come down, extended upward, reach with your hands and grasp your big toes. Keeping the chest broad and shoulders settled on the ground, let your breath flow smoothly as you hold the Prana Mudra with your hands. Haja Kumbhaka Mulabandha.
चक्रासनाद्वे बेहातनी अंगुलाधि बे पगन मंगली पाकदे सगुंते चक्रासन कहे वायचे.
Laying flat, stretch your legs a little apart, arms relaxed by your side. Close your eyes and let every part of your body soften as your breath flows naturally. Hold your hands are
तानासना तववद्भूमं तिष्ठेत् सवासनं भवति पादद्वयं वितानोत्तानासनं भवति.
Now we move on to Trikutasana. Lay on your back with the knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Place your elbows firmly by your side, pressing into the earth. Inhale and lift your hip upward, chest broad, creating an arch. Keep shoulders grounded. Hold the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashi.
त्रिकुटासना उत्तानशयनं पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा भूत्परवभौ निधाय पृष्ठपादेन ऊर्ध्वम् उन्नामये त्रिकुटं भवति।
Chatuspada Pitam. Chatuspada Pitam, the floor facing towards your feet, and feet are into a 4-foot seat position as you
चतुष्पादं पीठं वज्रासनं तथा चकोरक्रौञ्चशलभा भुजङ्गमपि वृष्टिकम्।
Now we move on to Vakra Padmasana, the arched lotus pose. Here, sitting in Padma and hold on to the toes. And with the Prana Mudra, Kevala Kumbhaka, allowing the breath to pass naturally. Observe without forcing, maintain relaxed awareness. Hold the Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Vakra Padmasana पादप्रणयतो ब्राह्मणचेति पूर्णचक्रसमाप्ते स्थितिरिकृत्य धारयेत्।
Remaining in the same position, we are moving on to Mukta Padmasana. Holding on to the toes. Hold the Kevala Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, as you chant the Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
मुक्त पद्मासना मुक्त पद्मासनं कृत्वा उत्तानं शयनं चरेत् भूत्पराभ्यां शिरो वेष्ट्या मत्यासनं तु रोगः।
Now slowly release your legs as we move into the final asana of the sequence. Arms by your side, palms facing up. Slowly relax the feet, the legs, feet falling apart naturally. Hold the Shakti Chalana Mudra, bringing your awareness to the Mooladhara. Contract the perineum to rouse the dormant Kundalini, forcefully drawing the Apana Vayu as you continue to chant the Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
वृतासनम् उत्तानं शववद्भूमौ शयनं तु शवासनं शवासनं शान्तिहरं चित्तविश्रान्तिकारकम्।
Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham.
Now slowly wiggle your toes, your fingers, bend your knees, bring them to roll over to one side. Congratulations, we have now completed from 300 to 400 asanas today. And each and every one of you did a wonderful job. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the asanas, the Nithyananda Yoga Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama 2 series that we did today. If you enjoyed it and if you'd like to learn more, get a deeper experience, please join us in Paramashiva Sena, a 30-day program, a free program offered in Kailasa, Guinea-Bissau, Kailasa in Tiruvannamalai, Bharat, as well as in Adi Kailash, Bangalore, India. You can register for this program at ecitizen.info/PSS. So thank you all for joining today as we close this session by chanting the Purna Mantra, and we will offer our gratitude to Swamiji for gifting us with this beautiful Nithyananda Yoga. Let us now bring your hands together as we chant Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam. Thank you, everyone. Please turn towards Swamiji's Atmamurti and offer your gratitude. Nithyanandam.